later today. Shelter's looking pretty good. We get some firewood going up. See, they look just like little tiny apples. And early, they're awesome. Got spooked by a grouse pretty good. And I like the stool in here, but I found a nice rock by the fire.
If you can't take care of yourself, you can't help others. Survivalbytraining.com. Beaver. So here we are, day number 1 of our outdoor 10-day adventure. Hunt, fish, forage. Rob brought his bow and a little hunting bag and a quiver full of arrows. Again, beautiful, nice primitive bow and the quiver with the arrows, sweet. And then his small little hunting bag. No sleeping bags. Although safety-wise, we do have a tent shelter set up over the hill just in case there is a real emergency and somebody's injured and we need to get them in there. We also brought Gabby with us. She's out foraging on her own right now, sniffing out sticks to chew and eat. So day 1, Rob and I need to get at it. It's already 10 to 4 in the afternoon. We've only got like 3 or 4 hours before dark. You want to say anything, Rob?
So looking forward to it. Yeah, like Dave said, all minimal gear. And yeah, so right now it's I don't know,
6 degrees
plus
maybe.
6 degrees maybe at that
Celsius,
best.
so
yeah, so she's gonna get cold tonight, so we got to get right at her, shelter, fire, and we go.
right on. So here Rob and I have got the lean-to frame up. Fire's going. Natural chimney, beautiful bough bed, which we will have to add to every couple of days probably. But we're about to throw the rainproof water shedding material on there, which is, we brought one blue tarp. It's 12 feet by 16 feet. This time of the year, we're just gonna put one layer. But if it gets colder, then we're gonna have to add insulation to the top as well. So
I just told you we're minimal gear, and I told you kind of what I've got carried. I'm just gonna show you what it is I have in my pack, okay? So right there, I've got a quiver of arrows. I've got a bunch of bird arrows for shooting birds and small game. Broadheads, like that, for shooting large game. And in here I've got a dozen of them. This would be a Plains Indian style side quiver. That's what I'm carrying my arrows with. Right here is my longbow with an attached quiver to it. I've got a small game point, a big game hunting point with broadhead, and 2 bird arrows for ducks and geese and grouse. A pair of rubber boots, 2 pairs of wool socks, fishing gear, saw, some snare wire, a 2-sided sharpening stone, and then my day pack. So my outer layers, I have a wool anorak, a Métis belt, a Métis long coat called a capote. That's all made out of wool. So those are my outer layers. In my hunting pack, I have a pair of shooting gloves, tin can, always have a tin can. Pair of wool pants. Spare cotton t-shirt. The reason for cotton is I can use it for lighting fires if I need to. A schmog, keep my head warm. Balaclava right there. Shooting glove, arm guard, headlamp, water bottle. That's my foraging bag. 2 kinds of knives. One with a 4-inch blade, one with a 2.5-inch blade. And in here, this is my rest of my gear. 50 feet of paracord. This is my fire making gear. So I've got a roll of jute fiber, 2 flint and steel kits, and 2 fire kits. In each of these fire kits, I have some charred cotton ball, charred cloth, jute fiber, and fat wood. And I'll show you how to use those here in a little bit. When I say minimal gear, this is minimal. This is the bare basics on every hunt I take. Hey, as promised, I was going to do a flint and steel kit. I banked my fire and it went out. I don't have a ferro rod, so today I'm going to use a flint and steel. So what I did is I took my jute fiber, which you saw in my pack. I cut it down about arm's length, cut it in half, and just tore all the pieces apart. Made them into a bundle. I'm just going to fuzz it up a little bit. The more hairs you got, of course, the better it's going to work. I'll just lightly pack it again. So that's my bird's nest. Got some small little bush bundle, a little bit bigger. So now I'm going to reach into my kit. I'm going to pull out one of my charred cloths with, I use a cotton ball just because they work really good. And then in my flint and steel kit, if you've ever used one before, it's exactly what it says. In here, a piece of flint and a steel. It's going to find a sharp edge. I'm going to just like that, and so you got sparks flying everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unravel my cotton ball. Just give me something to catch a spark onto, something like that. Take 1/2 my cotton ball, put it in the jute fiber. The other half of the cotton ball is going to go on top of the flint, not underneath it. And all I want to do is catch 1 spark on that cotton ball, and it's going to catch. Okay, maybe I lied. That one's not going to work very well. Some work, some don't work. First couple times. After your first few hits, if they don't work, grab another one. This is a charred 50mm cotton patch for a muzzle loader. Just like that. I've got a spark on it already. And you can see that. You can see it charring. That's going to go in my jute bundle. Did a couple of blows. Like that, it's on fire. In goes my bush bundle. She's going. Then my heavier bush bundle. And that's the use of a flint and steel. So, I was just outside by the fire. I just figured I'd give you guys a rundown and have a look at what's inside the shelter. So what we did is we took a 12 by 16 tarp and I put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 poles. Two uprights on the sides, 1 across for a ridge pole, 3 down for time being, and then covered with a tarp, weighted on the side so it can't go anywhere. So over here we have our fire. Right there. Yeah. With a natural chimney. Behind me here, right there, that will be my sleeping apparel. I have no sleeping bag, so today I'm going to be, well, the next 10 days or thereabouts, I'm going to be sleeping in nothing but wool beside the fire. So, that's a tour of my shelter. Hope you like it. Okay, we're gonna get ready for bed. So what I'm going to do is I've got my mucklucks on. I'm gonna take my mucklucks off. They're leather, they're gonna keep my feet cold if I don't. So I'll take them off. Right there. Second pair of wool socks. And the muck boots. They'll keep my feet warm. Muck boots. Don't have a sleeping bag, so I'm going to put on my wool anorak. So this is a wool anorak. It's also called a boreal shirt or a woodsman shirt. It was modeled after the Northern Canadian Inuit. There's that. And then just for an added extra layer, I'll put on my Métis long coat or my capote. Just like that. Fold it around. Sash on. Just like that. And we're ready for bed. Okay, plan for the shelter today. Last night was pretty windy and cool. So today I think what we're going to do, if you can see, here's my shelter. Everything's laid out properly, how it should be. Behind me. So that door there is my main in and out. I just put two fir tree tops just to kind of block the wind. But this other side, we've got a big opening. It's where we run our full-length logs through. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to say probably 24 inches or something like that, up above the bottom. And see if I can put a brace across and then fill it in with some boughs, just keep some of the wind out. I have to have air movements to keep the fire going, but I don't want the wind blowing through here. And then on the bottom of my tarp, I've got a couple of spots that are wide open, so I'll put some boughs down for them too. Okay. Once you do that, once you get onto that, I'll show you what's going on. Okay. So here we are sitting on the Canadian Shield. I just wanted to show you how beautiful this place really is. Sitting here in a bay, right there. I think I'm going to fish down here in a couple of minutes. I just wanted to show you the scenery. It's such a beautiful, beautiful place, and peaceful. Of course, the wind picks up every now and then a little bit, but that's fine. Today's a little bit windy, a little cool wind, but just wanted to show you what this place really looks like. Okay, so here we are looking for bear sign from in behind the camp. We heard them this morning about 5 o'clock. Plan for today, just an absolutely gorgeous day, by the way. It'll be a high of about 18 today, so awesome. Today we're going to focus, I think, on foraging, fishing. Hopefully we can catch some fish today that we can get the bait set for bears. I'm just above where I found a lot of bear sign, and I heard them this morning, so what I might do is come in really early in the morning, say 3 or 4 o'clock maybe, and just hunker down out here and wait till daylight, but we'll see. I'm just kind of looking for him. Heard a moose across the lake this morning too. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Having a great time. This is awesome. Lots of black flies, and don't like black flies, just so you know. So I promised you some foraging today. So today right now we're gonna harvest some wintergreen berries. Just learned about them and they're awesome. So I pick them up. You see, they look just like little tiny apples. And Apparently they're awesome. Okay, I promised you some foraging today. A couple of things that we're going to forage. These little critters right here. This is called knick or bearberry. Like that, we're just going to take the little red berries. Don't need a whole lot of them, but we'll grab kind of what we can find. Right there. There's quite a few of them there. What bearberries are good for is, I mean, you can eat them. They're kind of like styrofoam, but they're really good for thickening soup. So what we're going to do, hopefully, we get us a grouse or something, we're going to make some soup. So that right there would probably be enough. Right there, that's a bear print. So this right here, more foraging, is juniper. It's very pokey. You can see there's 3 different colors of berries on it. So you get a better view here. You got white, kind of green, blue, and then the black ones. The ones you want to pick are the black ones. It takes 3 years for them to go black, but they're just like pepper. So we'll pick a few of those just so that we can pepper up our goodies. It's one thing I learned a long time ago. So when you're headed back to camp, which we are, don't come back empty-handed. I just happened to find me birch trees. I got birch paper back at camp, but you can really never have enough. Put that in the possible bag right there. Okay, so we got our fire going. Now it's just time for a hot cup of tea. So we're going to walk over here. I'm going to find some Labrador tea leaves. Found a huge bunch of them down here. Let's go down and have a look. Maybe right here. This is Labrador tea. Underneath you can see they're kind of fuzzy and kind of brown. So what I'm going to do is just going to pick about that many of them. 1 pinch. Should be fine. I did see some rose hips in here the other day. I just got to remember where they are. We'll find them and make some rose hip tea as well. I think they're out around the corner. So anyway, fire going with flint and steel. I forgot to bank it as I headed out, looking for critters, and come back. Of course, the coals are pretty much dead. So banking is super important, especially as the weather's going to change right away here. We're going to hit like -2. They're calling for something like that. The weather today is supposed to be kind of drizzly and semi-yucky, but that's alright. We can make her. So we've got a good shelter, lots of yummy wild edibles. We're going to try our hand at fishing here right shortly. Hopefully get some fish, get some oils and fats back in us, and away we go. So, see you again. As for the stuff that we made too, also made a hand fishing line, which is right here, with just a stick. I took B50 paracord, took a bunch of pieces, tied them all together, so I've got about 40 feet of line. That's a little jig that was in my safety fishing kit, and if you can see, I made a brass leader. I just took some snare wire and wound it up into a leader, so when the fish bite it, it doesn't bite the line right off and lose more fish. So yeah, that's another thing that we made. Awesome. Okay, sorry, I forgot to tell you. One thing you need to know about Labrador tea is a diuretic. So as I'm sitting here waiting for it to boil up, I figured I should tell you that if you drink a lot of it, you're going to have to pee. So it can dehydrate you, so gotta make it, just drink it in moderation. Rosehip tea, pine needle tea, spruce needle tea, that's a little bit better. It's got a bit more vitamins in it, but Labrador tea is high in vitamin C and super good for you, but it will make you pee. Talk about banking the fire. What I mean is, once the bed of coals burns down, I'm going to cover the coals either with green wood, like a lot of green wood, which I'd have to cut here, which is not going to happen. So what I'm going to do instead is I have got some large flat rocks. So I'll put all the coals into a pile. Once I'm ready to shut it down, cover them with a flat rock, or 2 flat rocks so that they're just going to sit underneath there and smolder all night. So first thing in the morning when I get up to light a fire, there'll be a bed of coals there. I just throw some tinder on it, give it a couple of puffs of air, and away she goes. Okay, so when we get to that, I'll show you how to do that. We tried our luck at fishing today, and we fished and fished and fished some more. Good news is that we've got one on the fire right there. Check that baby out. Yeah. So fishing is good. I actually caught 2 of them. One got away just as I pulled it up on shore, but that's fine. All we need is one. We don't need to be greedy. So baked fish tonight, and then hopefully some fish soup or fish stew. Yeah. As we picked the knick-knick or bearberries earlier today in anticipation for a stew, so I have a tin metal cup. So it looks like fish stew for sure. Excellent.